Hey, what's up guys? Chris here for GQ37, and I picked up another project car recently. I've been looking for one, I've been hinting in it some of the previous videos, and just wanting something with a third pedal again. I love my QX70, but you know, for that commute to work and whatnot, I just still miss rolling through the gears and whatnot. So I picked up a little something. This here beautiful 2018 Nardo gray Cayman S718 is a beautiful machine. It's also not the one that I picked up. I just happened to see it at the lot and thought it was a nice car and I would take a video of it. That's certainly not what I picked up, although I did consider buying one about a year ago. After I sold my G37, I strongly looked at a Cayman S, a 987. There was one. There was actually a couple of them that I drove. There's one that was 30,000 miles, dark gray, 6-speed manual, a single owner, blah, blah, blah. And that was my dream car in college. My second year of college was when they came out, 2006. And I just thought they were awesome looking vehicles. Couldn't afford one back then. I ended up buying a 350Z out of college, and I loved that car. I actually had two of those, and well, that changed the way I looked at sports cars in a lot of ways. That's where I'm at. I didn't like the Porsche Cayman S. Again, I looked at one, actually two of them about a year ago, but that's a story for another day. I wanted to love it, but I just did not. There were so many things that I was comparing it to JDM cars, and they're just totally different, and it's just what I'm used to. There was nothing wrong with the Porsche. They're great machines. Again, it just wasn't what I was used to, and I'm used to a certain feel and experience. And you know, that's why there's so many different vehicles out there, different strokes for different folks. Maybe one day I will go down the list and with my experience with buying that and why I ended up not buying it. But nevertheless, today is about the project car I just picked up, which is not a Porsche, it's another Z. This is a 2006 Enthusiast 6-speed, and it is needing some attention. It is hurt. It has been neglected. The paint is several different shades of red, clear coat's all peeling off. It has a few dents, obviously a hole in the front bumper where it looks like it got bumped into a trailer hitch or something. And then we've got some dings in the fender. I don't know if that was a intentional drift or an accidental drift, but it looks like it went sideways or scraped something. And aside from that, of course, the headlights need to be buffed. It needs a total new paint job. I wanted to vinyl wrap it, but it just needs too much body work, and by the time I get all this sorted out, I might as well just paint it. So that's probably what will end up happening. The inside's not too bad, but there are some things that I definitely have to address. We'll be doing some videos on this air vent that's broken. We're going to replace that. The trim, the plastic trim around the window switches, that's always an issue with these cars, so I'll definitely be sanding that and repainting it. The window is not adjusted. The regulator was recently changed, so it has a new window motor in it, but it goes up and down really cattywampus, so I've got to look into adjusting that as well. Also, the doors have this auto close feature that so many of them have when the little door catch wears out. That's a free fix. I fixed that on the FX35. So there's a video if you need to know how to do that, upper right corner of the screen. Project FX35, I did that a little over a year ago and fixed up a 2008 FX35 that came out nice, and then I ended up selling it. I plan on keeping this Z for quite a while, but there's a lot of things to be done, so it should be fun progress. So if you have a Z or you're interested in one, hopefully there'll be quite a few videos in this segment of some things to do to it for just normal wear and tear, things that you can fix and improve, and then customize along the way, because if you got to replace it, you might as well make it better. Under the hood, we've got a hot air intake, and it did have an oil leak. Hopefully I fixed that, valve cover gasket, and replaced those. I didn't do it, had it done, but the spark plugs are new. It has a new clutch in it. It has the new coil packs and all of that jazz, but it does have a new OEM clutch, though I'm not sure it was done correctly. It was not done by Nissan. The previous owner told me that he had attempted to do it and then had another shop take it over and paid for them to do it the rest of the way. But he said it developed a fifth gear grind after the clutch. It does have a fifth gear grind if you shift quickly. If you shift slowly into fifth gear, it does not. I'm glad that the grind is not in first or third or something early on. Fifth gear is a lot more tolerable. I had the transmission fluid changed while they were doing some oil change and other stuff while it was on the rack. I went ahead and got that. I went with a 90 weight OEM Nissan fluid. I really wanted to get the Redline MT90, but I just couldn't get my hands on it in time while they had the vehicle. So I took it apart, and immediately I noticed that the gear shifter was turned the wrong way. You know, there's the reverse lockout, so there's a little peg that should be on the right-hand side. I'm sorry I didn't video it, but it was on the left. So I turned that around, and that made it go into fifth gear a lot easier, a lot smoother, without any overhang. But if you shift quickly, it does still grind. So it may be the synchros. I really hope I don't have to replace the transmission in this. But if so, that'll be further down the road. I think there may be some, I mean, if the clutch wasn't installed correctly, maybe that could be part of it. But otherwise, it seems to shift okay. If you have any ideas other than the synchro and transmission swap, again, I've done transmission fluid. I'm not really sure what else to do. But if you have any ideas of a fix for that, well, please let me know. Something cheaper than another transmission, but we'll see. We'll address that when we get to it. Again, at least it's fifth gear. It's not going to deter me from driving it in the meantime. When I get to fifth gear, I'll just go a little bit slower, and then it's fine. The other gears shift like they're supposed to. It does have a catback exhaust on it. Previous owner said it was HKS, though I can't find any HKS badging anywhere on it, and I know there would be some if it was an actual HKS exhaust. I think it's just one of the HKS knockoffs off eBay, which is fine. I mean, it actually sounds good. I'm not worried about it. It doesn't have any drone thanks to the Helmholtz resonators. And so I plan on keeping it. That's a true dual all the way back. If anything, I'll probably change the burnt tips on it. You know, that's a little bit too racer even for me, and that's saying something. But I want a little bit smaller tip, probably like what I put on the QX70, something like that, what I had on my G37, that kind of tip. So I'll probably do something like that, but that'll be further on down. There's a lot of other things that need to be done, but we'll be addressing them one thing at a time, and starting with the interior. So I'm working my way on that, and then working my way out to getting it painted and pressing on there. So be sure to have your notifications on, and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn those notifications on. Please like the videos. There will be a lot more coming, so definitely have those on so you're notified when I upload them. Probably at least weekly, sometimes maybe more than once a week for the next few weeks as I pump some of these videos out and get started on this project. I'm really excited about it. Again, this is my third 350Z. I love these cars, so this will be a fun ride. Anyway, I talked way too much on this, but I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are too, and definitely stick around. More videos to come. I'll see you in the next one.